7:30. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Simons,
Here.
Clerk Smith here, Treasurer Boda,
Here.
Trustee Petsalis, absent. Trustee Babel? Here. Trustee Blackstock?
Here.
Trustee Horn, absent.
Okay. Moving on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, next we have the approval of the agenda. Is there anything, additions or deletions to the agenda as presented? If hearing none, a motion to approve the agenda as presented would be in order.
I'll make that
Support?
Support.
We have a motion, we have a support to approve the agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have the approval of the minutes of October 19, 2020. They're in your packet. If there's any corrections or additions to the minutes, speak up now. If not, a motion to approve the minutes would be in order.
I'll make motion to approve the minutes.
I support.
We have a motion, we have a support to approve the minutes as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to public comment. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to talk about anything that's not on the agenda? Okay. Seeing none, we move on to the consent agenda. We have C1, financial reports. There is none. C2, Park Commission minutes. C3, Zoning Board of Appeals minutes, September and October. C4 is a water system reliability report. Any questions on any of those? If not, a motion to approve the consent agenda would be in order.
Also move.
Support.
All right, we have a motion, we have a support to accept the consent agenda as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to disbursements, we have bills of $46,537.33. We have accounts payable of $147,307.34. We have a payroll of $32,174.39. We have an EFT payment of $11,494.17. We have a tax account of $2,272.12. For our total disbursements of $239,821.35.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills. I support.
We have a motion to pay the bills and a support. Is there any further discussion on the bills? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Boda?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Supervisor Simon?
Yes. Motion carries. Okay, that concludes, our next thing is the public hearing on the proposed Canal Special Assessment District. I think that's probably what most of the people are here for, so. We have it in our packet, right?
Do we need a motion to open that, Larry?
What's that?
Do we need a motion to open that?
Yes, I guess we do, yeah. Motion to open the public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Herb, We have support.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support to open the public hearing. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The public hearing is open. If you have questions, you want to go to the podium, just go up there one at a time, 3 to 5 minutes. We don't have a stopwatch, so if you got something,
Please state your name and address for the record.
Don Wade, 5494 Orchard Drive, I'm sorry. Just wondering what kind of an assessment this will be. I didn't get a lot of information in the mail. What kind of money, or is that not decided yet?
no, it is. Rick, you took the thing around. I don't have a copy of it right here, do I? Oh, it's right in here.
Okay, gotcha. Per year?
Per year.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
That was
And
my
we're doing
biggest
2
question.
applications, and we've done 1 before. It was recommended that we do 3,
Gotcha.
and they decided to do 2.
This isn't a dredging then?
No, just
Okay,
gonna spray for weeds, for the seaweed and the phragmite in there.
I gotcha. Yeah, I didn't have any information, and I understood it might be a dredging, and just kind of
Did you
wondered.
sign the petition, or
I did not.
did you not? You probably went home when they came around.
Okay,
No, it's not, it's just gonna be a spray
Just a-
like
a
we've done
weed
for the
spray,
last,
huh?
what, 10 years, Sandy?
2 treatment, yeah, about 10 years
Okay.
now, or more, they've been doing it.
We've had 2
In the
10-year,
canal.
2 5-year contracts already to do this.
very good.
Okay.
We're an away owner, so we
Okay,
maybe didn't get it that reason.
no
Very good.
dredging, no.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yep.
My name is Laura Beckett. I live at 5536 Orchard Drive. And I'd like to know how much we paid the last time per foot. Who has that information?
We don't have it with us here tonight, but I could get you that information.
Because last winter, my taxes were $122. And I own the end of Orchard Drive, and it's over 500 foot. So for 500 foot, I paid $122. So that comes out to about 24 cents. Now it's going to be 97 cents?
It's actually 88 cents per.
Well, still, 88 cents, what, that's
The
over
cost has gone up.
300%?
The cost has gone up from the
Shouldn't
town
we get
guy.
another bid or a couple more bids or
There's
something?
no one else around here that does this process.
We've checked with other
This is the
people.
one company that does it in Clay Township, all over the whole area. for
Why
all
has
the
it gone
canals.
up so much?
Well, we're
Well,
doing 2 applications.
and we're doing 2 applications. In the past, it's only been 1, and then they did a Phragmite application in the fall.
Okay.
But
well,
now there's no Phragmite. It's
I
just
think
the
a lot
two.
of people signed it and didn't know the price. And I think it's very unfair that people don't know this.
I think,
That was,
were you approached to sign it?
Yes. Yes, and I did not
You
sign.
did not sign it?
But I talked to my neighbor next door, and she signed it, but she said she didn't know it was going to be that high.
Well, I think this was the cover sheet that you used, wasn't it? With the 88.
was right on the petition.
It's right on there, 88 cents.
Well, I didn't read the petition.
And we have, I think, 59 or 60%?
What neighbor would that be, Laura?
Meredith, Shane, next door.
She's out working in the yard, and I pointed right out to her.
Yeah.
I did to everybody.
Well, she said that she didn't know it was going to be that much, so.
Well, the thing too is, this is not the township's, we're not promoting this.
Yeah.
It was brought to us to have a special assessment,
Yeah,
to do that by the residents.
I just think it's very unfair that I have to pay for all 3 sides of my canal.
You mean because you're on the point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you have that frontage, that's what it's going by, the frontage.
because in the beginning, it was voluntary. Mr.
Weed,
Weed
Yep.
was $40 a lot. And that wasn't that long ago.
but it wasn't working for
That
them.
was 8, 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then it started,
yeah,
and Mr. Hazelton came around
yeah,
also.
yeah. I was on the canal at that time.
Yeah, and
That's
it was,
before they came and asked us to
and it was
do this
voluntary, and they did it.
for the
A lot of
5-year
people didn't
period.
give it, but they still treated it, but
Mm-hmm.
now it's being forced on taxes, and I just don't think it's fair.
Well, we're going by the majority, I guess that's what is swinging it your way, you know?
Thank you.
Anybody else want to? All right, so now we gotta move on to adopt the resolution.
I'll make a motion that we close the public hearing.
What's
Okay,
Make a motion that we close the public hearing.
okay, 7:40.
All
I'll
right, we have a
support.
motion to close the public hearing. Do we have a
Support.
second? And a second, is there any further discussion? Anybody else want to speak? Hearing none. All in favor of closing the public hearing, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries, the hearing is closed. So now do we have to vote on that, or what? Do we have to read the resolution?
No, not yet. We're doing the public hearing for the budget now.
Oh, okay. All right, so moving on to public hearing for the 2021 budget.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion, we open the public hearing for the 2021 budget.
We have a motion, do we have support for open the public hearing for the budget? Debbie?
Okay.
We have a motion, we have a support. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor of opening the public hearing, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are open to the 2021 budget hearing. Is there any questions or anybody want to talk about the budget? Okay, I don't know if you got copies of it. Do we have copies of it out there? or-
There were a few.
Okay, all right.
Can make more if you want.
Actually, the levy is going down on the township levy. It's going down a couple tenths of a point. So your taxes will be lower in the township, but I can't say they're gonna be lower in the state or the county. So, the township portion will be going down a little bit. It's actually at 4.2835. So if there's no questions on the budget, I guess a motion to close the public hearing on the 2021 budget would be in order. Mr. Boda,
Support.
Herb? We have a motion, we have a second to close the budget. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, we're closed. Now we move on to unfinished business, OP-1 Canal Special Assessment Roll Resolution. Somebody like to read the resolution?
Can offer that.
Okay.
Whereas the Township Board of the Charter Township of East China, County of St. Clair, Michigan, after due and legal notice, has reviewed a special assessment roll prepared for the purpose of aquatic cleaning of the canals containing the listed parcels, all the front footage on all of the canals in the township. The Township Board deems said special assessment roll to be fair and equitable as reported to it by the supervisor. Now therefore be it resolved that special assessment district roll shall be designated canals between M29 and St. Clair River, East China, Charter Township. Special assessment roll in the district against which it is spread shall be designated special assessment district canals between M29 and St. Clair River. Said special assessment rule being canals between M29 and St. Clair River, total cost to be $59,000 to be spread over a 5-year period, cost of $4.38 per foot, yearly cost of approximately .88 cents per front foot of canal frontage. This dollar amount will be placed on the December tax bill without interest. The assessments levied in said special assessment roll are hereby ordered to be collected, and the township clerk shall deliver said special assessment roll to the township treasurer with her warrant attached, commanding the treasurer to collect the assessment therein in accordance with the directions of the township board with respect thereto, and the treasurer is directed to collect the amount assessed as the same become due. And I move for its adoption.
Do we have a support? Did we get a?
I'll support.
All right. Herb? Okay, we have a resolution, we have a support. Is there any further discussion on the canal cleaning assessment roll? Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please. Well, yeah, we better do roll call.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Boda?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Supervisor Simons?
Yes. Motion passes. We have the special assessment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
All right, moving on to new business. NB1, Law Enforcement Services to St. Clair County.
Matt Paulus on behalf of the Sheriff's Office.
Okay, I gotta get it out here. This is the new contract?
Yes, it's a 3-year contract. Obviously, the main increase is all wages. There was a 2% wage increase every year that's been negotiated between the deputies union and the county. There was 2 changes. Part of the pension reform through the state is they required the county to do an actuarial study, which changed the amount we assume we're going to gain on our investments for the county's pension plan, and they reduced it from 7.5 to 7.0%, which resulted in a 9% increase in how much the county has to pay into the pension system.
Is that MERS?
No, the county has their own pension system.
It's self-funded, right?
It is well-funded.
Self-funded?
It's
Isn't it a,
It's self-funded through the county's portion and the employees' portion. The employees are increasing their portion as well. The last actuary study was pretty close to 90% funded. There was some slight costs in the liability insurance too, and the upfitting of the vehicles, there was some cost increases in that area.
So you can see we have it, and that reflects the 2% wages, the 174.99, and then in 21, and then 22 is 179. That's what 2% is?
Yes.
Okay. And what about the vehicle? Years ago, we used to get the vehicle or have the chance to buy the
There was a
vehicle.
notation on the front of my copy of the last contract that said no vehicle at the end of the contract. And
Okay.
I don't, at the
It
end.
used to be that way, I know.
Does it revert back to the county? It's not a lot of money.
But we did it once and it turned out to be
expensive?
Yeah,
Not
the
worth it.
vehicles, we had a problem this year, just to give you some background on it. The Ford Explorers, we have Ford Explorers and Chargers. The Ford Explorers they stopped making them for 2019. I ordered 3 of them in May of 2019. They came in September 1st of this year. It's a year and a half. So what that did is it forced all those miles onto vehicles that we were already planning on replacing. The one vehicle I was going to replace in May of 2019 already had 130,000 miles on it. That car is still driving now because the upfitters, the same thing happened across the country, is Ford just stopped building the car. So now everybody is back ordered by a year and a half. So now all these upfitters, and the upfitters are they put the lights on it, they put the sirens, they put the radios, the cages, it's quite an operation. So all that is backfilled, it's backed up all those operations. It's taken us about 6 weeks per car. I have 8 cars sitting in my parking lot that I can't get outfitted. That's just part of my world. So we're trying to work through that, but mechanically, they're in good shape. I looked at the board today, and there was only 1 car on the mechanic board as far as being out of service. So as far as that part, we're in a pretty good spot. The vehicles are actually here now, so for 18 months, we were asking Ford, where are these cars, where are these cars? And so they're actually here now. So we're working through that.
And just a question, as for coverage, nothing has changed?
No,
Still
no.
the same coverage time?
This contract is one of the, in my personal opinion, one of the better ones. Your cooperation with China Township, the population and the area size really works really well because it gives both townships 12-hour coverage 7 days a week. So there's no change in the coverage at all.
Do the hours change during the winter months?
They used to, and we do studies once in a while as far as, like where the needs are, and most of the calls are coming in between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. So we have in the past adjusted it. I think it's been a couple of years before we adjusted it back, but that's something we continue to look at, and obviously if the township has some input too, but statistic-wise, we can get good numbers now because of the tracking mechanism and some of the software that we have, that we can show every call coming in, what time it's coming in. So that's very helpful, and that we use that when we project when is the best time to have the deputy in the township.
Thank you.
Well, we've had yous for quite a few years, and we went through the bidding it out, a few times since I've been here, I'm sure, since Mr. Bode has been here.
Yeah, cost-wise, it's very challenging. I spend most of my day on budgeting with tasers, for example, a couple $1,000s a piece. The radios are $5,000 a piece just for the portables. The radio in car is $5,000. The costs are just enormous. So that you can see why it's really difficult when you're having you're hiring 1 or 2 officers. It'd be really difficult to get the volume price that we're able to get.
We would. No. Okay, so what's the board's pleasure here? Just
I'll make a motion that we authorize township supervisor and township clerk to enter into an agreement, a 3-year agreement with the St. Clair County Sheriff's Department.
I'll support. Okay, we have a motion, we have support to sign the contract for the 3 years with the Sheriff's Department for our law enforcement. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Boda?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Supervisor Simon?
Yes. Motion carries. We got you for 3 more years. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll get you a copy of that.
Okay, yeah, if you want to mail it to Andrew,
Okay.
thanks.
All right, moving on to MB2, adopt the 2021 budget resolution. We got that here. Anybody want to read it? Sir, would you do it?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Okay.
Resolution 16-2020, adopt 2021 budgets for the general fund, capital projects fund, and debt services fund, East China Charter Township, County of St. Clair, Michigan. Minutes of a regular meeting of the Township Board of Trustees of East China Township, County of St. Clair, Michigan, held in the Township Hall on the 4th day of November 2020 at 7:30 p.m. The following resolution is offered by myself and supported by whereas under the provisions of the Uniform Budgeting and Accounting Act 621 of 1978 for local units of government in Michigan, all budgets for the general fund, capital projects fund, and debt services fund must be adopted by the legislative body, which is East China Charter Township Board of Trustees. And whereas the East China Charter Township Supervisor has submitted proposed 2021 budgets for the general fund, capital projects fund, and debt service funds using a cost center approach in accordance with the Uniform Budgeting and Accounting Act PA 621 of 1978 And whereas pursuant to MCL 42.26, notice of a public hearing on the proposed budget was published in a newspaper of general circulation on October 23rd and 24th, 2020, and a public hearing on the proposed budgets was held in the East China Charter Township Hall at 7:30 PM on November 4th, 2020. And whereas estimated township general fund revenues for fiscal year 2021, including an allocated millage of 4.2835 mills and various miscellaneous revenues shall total $2,011,173. And whereas East China Charter Township Board of Trustees is authorized to levy and collect general property taxes on all real and personal property within the township upon the current tax rolls up to 5.0 mills for general operations and up to the amounts necessary to service bonds voted by the electorate. Now therefore be it resolved that the above recommended 2021 General Fund, Capital Projects Fund, and Debt Service Funds be adopted in compliance with the State of Michigan Public Act 621 of 1978, which amends PA 2 of 1968 entitled the Uniform Budgeting and Accounting Act. And be it further resolved that the East China Charter Township levies the following millages for the 2021 fiscal year. East China Township operating 2.8965, capital projects 0.8870, 2013 A capital improvement bonds 0.3250 fixed, 2013 B capital improvement bonds 0.1750 fixed, for a total township levy of 4.2835. All resolutions and parts of resolutions insofar as they conflict with the provisions of this resolution be and same hereby are rescinded.
Okay, thank you, Herb. Do we have a support for that?
I support.
Debbie? Okay, we have a motion, we have a resolution, we have a support for the 2021 proposed budget. Is there any further discussion?
Just thank you and good job to everybody that put it
Yeah,
together.
the staff and Cindy did a great job on this. And we've got a lot of changes in how we format it too, so it's changed, and it's changes for the good because it's easier to understand, and we've been using the same format for lots of years. So, well, with that, if there's no further discussion on the budget, roll call, please.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Boda?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Supervisor Simons?
Yes. Motion carries. We adopt the 2021 budget. Moving on to MB3. Approve Point Drive and River Road Force Main Project Contractor's Application for Payment Number 1 and Change Order Number 1. You have that in your packet. It's been recommended by our township, our DPW supervisor and our township engineering firm has recommended that we approve the payment request of $473,914.35. This is the force main that we put down Point Drive to help with the flooding. It gives us a lot more capacity when the water comes over the seawall, that we can get rid of it and not have to lose people's sewers, because the whole south end of the township comes through Point Drive. And now we've got a bypass that will bypass from Francis Street down to Shady Lane, or we can bypass from the Point Drive lift station down to Recore Road. So hopefully the water's on this down cycle and then not coming up, but we don't know. So we have it in place now and it's working fine. So with that, do we have the motion?
I'll make the motion.
All right.
Approve payment.
I'll support.
We have a motion, we have support to pay the contractor. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Boda?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Supervisor Simons?
Yes. Motion carries, we pay the contractor. Moving on to new business, NB4, proposed changes to the East China Township ordinances. We have our building official with us here today. He kind of drew up a lot of this. I think we just want the board to look at it now and then send it on to planning if there's, if somebody on the board has a big question about it. Herb, did you have some questions on it before it goes to planning?
No, I just want to discuss, I just want to make sure it goes to planning so we can have that discussion. I know this, the accessory building sizes has been a question that's come up, so.
And we've had a numerous inquiries about the size of the accessory buildings. Right now, I believe it's 1,600 square feet, but we have people that have larger parcels of property. We don't want to put, 3,000 square foot on the river on a residential lot, but if a person has 20 or 30 acres, why should that limit them to that ability? And I won't read it now, but it's gonna be broken down into like half acre, 2 acres, 5 acres, 10 acres, but it's gotta go to the planning commission for their approval. Then the other part of this would be the cash performance bonds when you're pulling a building permit. It goes by the value. We've had some problems with, you're building a $100,000 or $200,000 house, and we're putting a $300 bond. It has no beef in it. They just forget the bond, keep the bond, and go about their business. So we want something with a little more teeth in it. I mean, if you do everything right and you get your bond back. Am I correct, Mr. Building Inspector?
You are correct, sir.
Okay. So,
Are these pretty standard amounts around the whole area?
Yes,
would you go to the podium so we can?
It's Tracy Kalick, building official for East China Township. Fashion that off of Algonac and Marine City's performance bonds, as far as the dollar amount goes. $1,000 being the top end, I mean, if you're building a $300,000 house, that shouldn't be an issue. And like the supervisor was saying, it makes them have a little more skin in the game, and they're more willing to finish their project properly. That's what I'm looking for.
And it also works the other way too. If you're building a little shed, it's only $50 or
That's
correct?
cor-
Instead
yeah,
of
that's
$200 or
correct.
$300,
That's
so
correct, yeah.
it's working on both ends of
Yeah,
it.
I made some adjustments throughout that scale,
So,
suggested adjustments, I should say.
is that something that the planning commission will look at too, Herb? We're changing the ordinances, so that'll be something.
If it's in our plan, if it's in our zoning ordinance, more than likely we'll look at that
Okay.
as well.
Right.
So could we get that submitted to the planning commission for their next meeting and then move on it?
Absolutely.
I'd have to check. Did we have a meeting plan scheduled for this Tuesday, or was it canceled?
I'm not aware.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't remember. I'm
But
gonna
these,
check mine.
just FYI, so the planning commission is then gonna discuss and then bring these recommendations back to the township
board.
board? Okay,
Okay,
and then you'll move on,
then we'll
The
make the
text
changes
amendments?
to the ordinance,
right, okay. I
okay?
don't know if they have any more meetings scheduled.
I don't know if we've got one this month. It'd be next Tuesday. I can't recall if it was canceled or not. To check my emails.
Check, yeah.
If not, it'll be on December's, or it can be on December's meeting.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Tracy.
Should we make a motion to send it to the planning commission?
Yeah, I think
I'll
so.
make a motion to send this to the planning commission for review.
Support.
And we have a motion and we have a support to send the proposed changes to the township ordinances to the planning commission. Is there any further, or do we have a support, we have a support yet? Any further discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we move on to announcements. Congratulations to some of the new elected officials that are here. Brian Roush, Nicole Hart, Debbie Babel, Herb Blackstock. They're going to be 4 of our new people. Congratulations to all yous, and I hope you can do a good job here. I think you will. It's a pretty good township, seems to be, we have a good staff, we have good employees. I don't think you're gonna have a lot of problems. Well, these two know, they've been here for a while. But, just congratulations on that. We still don't know who the president is, but someday we'll find out. So, that's all the announcements I had. Marine City football team is playing Saturday night, so if anybody wants to go to that, they're in playoffs. Okay, with that being said, we'll move on to member comments. Before we do that, Cindy, do you have anything? We have your report here.
Nope,
Okay.
nothing other.
She's all got Cindy's report, the manager's report. She's done a lot of work here in the last couple of weeks. Especially with this COVID stuff now, it's even worse now, so, we're limiting this room to 20 people. So in the future, when and that goes on until it's rescinded. I have it right here. If, you guys will be looking it over, and I'm sure you'll be. So we're just trying to control what the health department is. Okay, then we'll move on to member comments. Mr. Boda.
I have none, thank you.
Ms. Smith,
No, thank you.
Blackstock?
Just thank you to you three.
What?
Thank you to you three for all your services.
Oh,
Is this your last meeting, or is there one more?
no, we got one more.
Oh, okay. Well, a little premature, but thank you.
Unless we could.
welcome.
You've done.
If they show up.
Okay, Debbie?
I was gonna mention that too, to thank you all for your service and time and
Okay, thank you.
professionalism.
Thank you. You're welcome.
That all you have, Debbie? I would like to thank our clerk. This election was really hectic. I got a phone call today, that every place was busy. I mean, we were extremely busy. China, I drove out there, they were extremely busy. You did a wonderful job with what you had, and I think we got to go back to the 2 precincts and not the 1. I mean, was that part of the delay, you think, or? That was not your doing.
I would strongly encourage that to go back to the 2 precincts that we formerly had.
Yeah. Because that way you got 2 lines coming in, then.
Yeah, and most likely, it'll have to be maybe in another 1 precinct at 1 location, perhaps next door at the administrative building, and then 1 precinct here, just for space.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I
Well, the
would.
new clerk,
And when you really feel it is at the presidential election.
Right.
So, this happened a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, before they experienced what the presidential election was like here. So,
but I just want to thank you for stepping up and taking the appointment of the clerk under such short notices with the looming election coming, and you did a wonderful job, so
thank you.
I just want to
Welcome.
thank you, and East China Township thanks you.
Thank you.
That's all I have under member comments, so we have one more meeting, and Mr. Boda and I, and Mr. Horn and Mr. Pasalis, so we'll be at the next meeting. So with that, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
Make a motion to adjourn at 8:08.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a support. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, we are adjourned. Thank you Tracy for coming.